Will the Chiefs run it back?
I'm going to say no. Now, I probably shouldn't because I should probably know better because it's Pat Mahomes. But, like, I think we're going to get probably – I think the Bengals might go back next year. But, it's just whatever these days in the NFL. You can't tell. They very well could run it back because really their only threat is the Bengals as it stands currently. The Jags are up and coming, but I don't think they're really fully there yet. They are getting some more dudes, and they're getting Calvin Ridley. So getting Trevor Lawrence some weapons. The Ravens, we don't even know what they doing with Lamar. So the Titans is on a backslide. The Bills, unless they change some stuff up, they probably won't be able to get over the hump because the defense philosophy and Josh Allen didn't really play particularly too well. Who else made the play? The Broncos Dolphins, could make some noise. It depends how Sean Payton, if he can fix Russell. The Raiders, we don't know what the heck they got going on. And the Chargers, they got Kellen Moore. But we all know once it's come playoff time, y'all going to see the real Kellen Moore.
What about the Dolphins?
Now, that is a good – because they are getting Fangio, aren't they?
Yep.
Tua – like I said, Tua is coming back next year, and second year with a full staff of Mike McDaniel. They could make some noise. Honestly, I would not be surprised if they won that division next year, like at all.
I think
the Jets could possibly get a guy.
Here's the thing. There's a few teams where I look at as threats. The Chargers, despite the coach, the Chargers, the Miami Dolphins, even though Tua, his health is a question mark, but they have the talent, they have the coaching. The Bengals, obviously, because Joe Burrow,
Quick question offense. before we, if you're the Dolphins, this probably isn't going to happen, but let's say hypothetically, Anthony Richardson is sitting there with their late first round pick. Do you take a chance on him?
Well, they don't have a first round pick, unfortunately, because they traded that for Bradley Chubb. But let's say he slips to the second.
I forgot.
Let's say he slips to the second round.
I was thinking about the wrong team.
Let's say he slips to the second round, which is highly unlikely. Let's say he slips to the second round and you're able to get him. Would I take a flyer? Would I try to draft Anthony Richardson? I would say no. For the simple fact that Tua, I think, first of all, Anthony Richardson, he's a project. He needs time to sit down and to develop because he's not ready.
But wouldn't it help to be in a West Coast type offense where it's not really too much to learn and it's a lot of scripting and being on script?
Did you watch him in college this year?
His problem wasn't his processing and able to read. His process was accuracy and I guess kind of decision making at times.
Come on now, be for real.
But you can coach that stuff. You can coach that stuff.
I forgot what team. I think they may have been playing Tennessee. Oh my God, he was awful. Yeah. Lord have mercy, dude. He needs time to sit. He is not ready. The thing,
but you're not drafting him to be the guy. But this is more like insurance.
Okay, I get the insurance element. I get that, and you're absolutely right. You're absolutely correct. But to his confidence, you see, he gets a little shaky. Are you okay with sort of maybe hurting to his confidence to a degree if you draft a quarterback in the first 2 rounds? Because he's gonna be looking.
You gotta be mentally tough to play QB. If he's scared of a second round QB taking his job, then I don't want him starting for me anyway.
Listen, I understand that.
First of all, you wouldn't even make that type of decision without talking to Tua first. If he's supposed to be the guy.
Are you? That's true. That is true. I get what you're saying. You make a great point. You do, and
plus Anthony Rich, he played for Florida already, so he's used to the weather.
you make a great point, but I doubt that he'll be there.
Yeah, I don't think he's gonna get.
I don't think he's.
Some
gonna
team
be
is
there.
going to take
A
get him
chance on
probably in like the mid tens.
Yeah, I agree with you on that, but I think with the Dolphins, they need to get a backup QB like a Jacoby Brissett or somebody that will be there, is serviceable, that in the event Tua goes down, he can still keep the train going, keep it moving. And so that I think that's most important. But when it comes to the Dolphins, it comes down to the QB. It comes down to the health of the QB and if he's going to be available. And if he's available the entire time, then I have a lot of confidence. But those are the threats. Now, to answer the question, will the Chiefs run it back? Now, running it back, what does running it back mean? Running it back to the Super Bowl. Not winning it, just going back to the Super Bowl. I can't bet against them. I can't. I really can't. Because what they did against the Bengals was incredible. I thought the Bengals were going to win that game. I thought Joe Burrow was going to go in there and do his thing. Now, the offensive line was shaky. They were missing 3 starters. So that had a lot to do with it. But just seeing how...
You think they pay T. Higgins?
No. I don't think so. I don't think so for the simple fact that he's their wide receiver 2, and he's going to demand $30 million. At minimum.
You sure?
Yes.
I'd never pay $30 million for a wide. I'm sorry.
$30 million may be a stretch.
At least 25.
He's gonna ask for like at least 25 at minimum. Maybe I said $30 million.
Yeah, $30 million is crazy.
That's a stretch. It's gonna get to $30 million one day.
Oh yeah.
Some receivers gonna get
maybe 5 years.
Probably Justin Jefferson, maybe, but yes.
I mean, he's worth it though.
Yes, but he's going to demand at least $25 million, and he's your wide receiver too. There's no way they're going to pay him $25 million a year as your wide receiver too. So I expect him to get traded, maybe franchise tag.
Oh my, you know what would be sick if they traded him to like some team, and then they end up drafting JSN. I'd be so sick. That'd be disgusting. I hope that doesn't happen.
The thing with T. Higgins that makes him so special is that he can catch the 50-50 ball. I think he was one of the best. Him and Mike Williams caught the most 50-50 balls, I think it was last year. He's one of the best.
DK wasn't up there.
Yeah, but he's one of the best. He's like 6'4". Dude is humongous, and he's very talented. And so I just don't think he'll be around because he's going to demand a high amount of money. And they also need to make sure that the offensive line is taken care of because it's always beat up, it's always banged up and stuff. So I just look at that and I see that I can't bet against the Chiefs. They had arguably the worst team since Patrick Mahomes has started. This might have been the worst from a talent perspective.
It makes sense.
Because the first year he started, okay, they weren't as ready because they lost to the Patriots in the championship game. They weren't as ready. But this team right here, situationally, they're obviously better. But in terms of talent, like you have Juju as your best receiver, and he's going to be a free agent as well. I just don't think that you can bet against the Chiefs again. Because they won with arguably their worst roster. They had rookies starting.
True.
In the secondary. That's a no-no.
Very true.
That's a no-no. Like, you don't do that. And so I can't bet against the Chiefs this year. A healthy Chiefs team.